Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we're learning how to keyframe because keyframing is one of the fundamental things for editing. So why don't we get started? Because you're probably here for 3 reasons. You're moving from a different program to Premiere Pro, and you don't know how to edit anything. So either that or you're just learning how to edit because you're new to it and you just want to know, yeah, or you're a YouTuber and you need to put videos together to make videos because if you're not putting videos together, you don't have videos for a YouTube video. So I thought I would show you how to keyframe because keyframing is one of the biggest things you need for editing. And why don't we get started with Premiere Pro, because Premiere Pro is a pretty good editing software to use for editing. So let's get to it. Alright, now we're in the Premiere Pro, and let me show you just how to import footage that you want to put in. Let's put in this because I have it in my videos. Like, I like this video a lot, so let's just put it in here. And now we have a clip in our timeline. So when we click on the clip, it takes us to our effect controls, and effect controls is basically one of the panels that we have selected. It's in the window tab right here, and we have all. So basically what this is all the ways you can manipulate this clip. So over here you have all your different basically like groups of manipulation, I would say. Your motion, the opacity, I don't really use time remapping, the volume, channel volume. You can easily do this without using it on the effect controls by just using it on the timeline. I'll get to that later, but yeah, so first we're gonna focus on motion. So in editing, right, or keyframing, you would click on the stopwatches to set the keyframe sequence, I guess. So when you click on these, you see how these tiny dots come in right here. Those are your keyframes. So you just set the position before you just set the position of where the clip is at. So you also see these things, how these appeared. These are where basically you can click them throughout the clip and set another keyframe by clicking on them. So look, as I click on this, a keyframe goes into the position category. If you click on that, a keyframe goes into the scale category. If you click on this, a rotation, and so on. So let me get this a bit bigger so we have more space. So now that we have these keyframes, let me delete this really quick. I'll go over what all these symbols over here do. So over here you see these numbers and how this arrow goes over them. You can set positions over here like this. So we can set a keyframe over here. We can make the scale by dragging it on this, and we can set a rotation. Let's make it a little higher so you can see where it's going. So now when we go to the forward of the clip, it slowly turns and becomes smaller. And so that's how you set a keyframe. That's basically where you're having a certain position of manipulation and then changing it to a different set of manipulation, and making it in a sequence of events. So it's going from one place to another. It's like jogging, moving from one place to another across a place. So let's say you want this clip immediately next one to go to somewhere else. So you would click your arrow keys, your left and right arrow keys, and you see how we're over the keyframes and these are highlighted blue. That shows that you're on a keyframe for these three groups. So if I click my right arrow key, that would be the next frame, and you can have it up here and let's do the side. So now when we play it, it will immediately go to a thing. So you can, if you wanted to make like something like a teleportation thing, or I don't know, whatever you're gonna use that for. So now let's delete everything and have it reset. Another way you can also keyframe is just double clicking and making it your own way and going it like with your own hand with the arrows or the I don't know what they're called, but like the way you can manipulate it with the tiny dots on there. Oh damn. Alright, so now you're gonna see that it has the same effect as if we did it with these arrow keys right here, or these numbers right here. So at that, when you see that, there's another thing that you can do with this. You see how this place is checkboxed right here, right? If you uncheckbox it, you can see how it changes. This now, instead of just changing the position, it changes the width and the length of the clip. So if I wanted it wide, I would just drag it out like this. But you can also do it with the things right here. So let's say from this position right here, I wanted the width to be wider and larger, and I wanted the position to be to the side. So from wait, let's make the position over here different too. So let's say it was right here. So it slowly go to where we desired it to be. So now it's over there. So now that we have position keyframes gone through, let's go over audio keyframes. This, I mean, looks complicated, but trust me, it's not complicated at all. It's exactly the same thing. This is over here, this is over here. It just looks different. So let's say we wanted audio in the beginning to be lower, so we would set a key with the timeline bar over here. We would set a keyframe by clicking on this add keyframe, and we would set this keyframe to be lower, and then we would go to somewhere else in the video or timeline, and we would add another keyframe, and then we can set the position to be higher to make it higher audio. So from low to high, you can hear it. See how from low it goes to high? Hear it one more time. So you see how it goes up like that. You can also just move it anywhere you want, and you can add as many as you want in this clip. So let's say we wanted one there, we want one here, we want one here as well, and one last one here. So we can make it dip like this. So now hear it. So you hear that? Let's make it more drastic by putting them closer together. So right here, and then right here, and right here. So now hear this. You hear that? How it dips down and up, down and up. So that's pretty much audio keyframes if you're trying to do that with the audio. Now let's go on the effects, because you can also you're basically doing the same thing, just with a different, let's say, like, it's basically this but a different thing. You'll see what I mean when I do it. And also, you see how these dots appeared? That's because on the volume, that's because we made these keyframes over here. So effects, one of my favorite effects is emboss. So this one right here, I usually use color emboss, and this basically gives you that cursed meme and I love that. So let's reset the position by clicking on these reset arrow keys, and you can also click these stopwatches to reset everything. Well, I mean, right now everything's back to normal because it was only on uniform, it was on unchecked from uniform scale, but now you see everything's back to normal. So let's say we wanted to, from the beginning, let's click all of these and change it. Let's say we wanted the contrast to be lower in the beginning, and let's say we just wanted it to be normal in the beginning, right? And from here we wanted the contrast to go up this much, we wanted the relief to be a bit way more higher, and then the direction to go like this. So now when we see it, it will spin because we made the direction go 4 times. Now if we didn't want the direction to go that much, we can just slowly lower it like this, and you have a slower moving emboss, and now it looks like one of those cursed memes. And so that's pretty much everything that covers editing. You can also change the opacity for editing. So let's say you wanted it to be 0% in the beginning, so you would set a keyframe right there, make it 0, and wherever in the clip you wanted it to be, you would make it 100%. And oh, what did I do? Oh man. Oh, that's just my audio clip. I just put it back there. So I accidentally moved my audio clip up, but whatever. So now when we move in the beginning, you'll see how it's slowly from black, it fades into the clip. So I'll show you with a different effect. Another effect I like using is transform. So transform is basically the same thing as the position thing, but you can have motion blur. So shutter angle right here. So let's make let's get rid of the opacity and just put it back to normal. Let's make the scale very small like this. So let's say I wanted the shutter angle to be very motiony, right? I would put the position and scale on, and from, let's say in the beginning, I wanted the position to be up top here, and if you want motion blur like pretty drastic, then you would put it very close to the next keyframe and then put it down. So now you see how it has that tiny streak. That's because of the motion blur. But if I put it further, you wouldn't see it as noticeable because it's further away and it's moving way slower. So that's how you would put motion blur on a clip. So let's say we wanted it even faster and more motion blur, so we would just put it closer and it would be way more motion blur. So that's pretty much what keyframing is in Premiere Pro, and I hope I simplified it for you. If you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe, and leave a comment if you want more of these videos. And yeah, so have a good day and peace.